So we'll start seated in the butterfly position. My cat Stormy decided that she wanted to stretch with me too. So we're going to start by warming up our neck, looking down towards our belly button, and then looking up towards the ceiling. And again down and up at the ceiling. Now take your head to the right. You can use your hand to give a little extra stretch. And to the left, use your hand if you want a little extra stretch. From here, we'll do a nice slow head roll to the right, and then reverse the head roll to the left. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers and reach up to the ceiling. You can take your body over to the right and over to the left. And roll your hands out as you lower them. Grab onto one foot and reach to the opposite direction without moving your hips. And change hands by meeting in the center, grabbing that opposite foot and reaching the other way. And through the center. From here, we're going to put one elbow down, circle forward, other elbow on the floor, and up, without rocking your hips side to side. And we'll repeat this again. Around the front, elbow down, and up, and last time. From here, we're going to go through the spine. We're going to start with contraction, and you're going to move rounded over your toes. Reach long through a flat back and sit up straight and repeat. So contract looking at your belly button, move that over your toes, reach long through your flat back and up, and then we'll take it a little bit faster. So contract and over and flat and up, contract, over, flat, and up. And then we're going to reverse the direction, starting slow. Stormy's had enough. So rounding over, pulling back to our contraction, and sitting up straight. And then we start flat back, round over, pull back, contract, and up. And then without stopping, and flat, round over, and contract, and up. From here, we're going to stretch our legs out straight in front. I'm just turning sideways so you can see me. Roll out those ankles in one direction, and then reverse. Next, reach your arms long and reach for your toes with flexed feet. Trying to keep those knees as straight as possible. Slowly come up, point the feet, and repeat, reaching for your toes or past your toes. And sitting up. From here, you're going to do a figure 4, so you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg and reach for your left foot. You'll feel this in the outside of your right hip and then underneath the hamstring on the left leg. Keeping that figure 4, you're going to lay back. From here, reach through and grab the front of your left leg and pull that leg closer to your body. You might try rocking side to side to see if that gives you an extra stretch in your hips. And then we'll come up and repeat the other side. Keeping the right leg straight this time and crossing the left over and reaching for our right foot. Relax forward into the stretch. And again, we'll keep that figure 4 as we lay back, reaching through and grabbing the front of the right leg this time, pulling it closer to our body. And for more of a stretch, you can rock those hips side to side, ever so slightly. And then coming up to sitting. This next stretch is really good for your lower back. You're going to hold on to the outside of one foot, take the opposite arm behind you, and then cross in the front. So out, around, and down. Out, up, and over. Do this about 8 times. Slowly roll up and come into your straddle. Okay, don't force it. We don't need to be in a straight line. We take our arms out to second position, reach up and over to your right leg. Those shoulders facing the front and both hips on the floor. Still holding onto that bottom leg, open your top arm towards the ceiling and flex the hand. And then return over to the leg. And reach out to come up. And repeat the same thing going the other way. Reaching over for that foot. Hips staying on the floor. And then open your top arm towards the ceiling, opening your chest and flexing the hand. Back over to the leg. And up. So from here, like we did in the butterfly, we're going to go over to the right, around across the front, and up. And then over to the left, across the front without touching the ground, and up. We'll repeat this again, over, across the front, left, and up, and over to the left, around the front, right, and up. From here, you can walk your hands out in the center. It's okay if you just can get onto your elbows. Trying to keep your knees facing the ceiling turned out. We're not going to turn in yet. For the more advanced dancers, you can turn in your legs to get more of a stretch. And then if you can, pull through into your frog. I don't have enough space, so I'm turning sideways. And then relax your head onto your hands as you sit in your frog. Don't be discouraged if your feet are not flat on the floor. Everybody has a different amount of natural turnout. From here, stretch your legs straight out behind you. Press your hands into the floor and lift your upper body off the floor. We call this Mermaid in my younger classes, or Cobra. We'll repeat this 4 times, trying to keep your hips on the floor. This is really for your back. Alright, and after we've done that 4 times, we're going to reach back and grab our feet for our cradle. Just lifting those feet towards the ceiling. Get your knees together if possible. And relax down and push back to a child's pose. Open your knees and press your chest down towards the floor. From here, we're going to come into a downward dog. So you're going to press your heels down into the floor and press your hands into the floor as well. Feel that stretch in front of the shoulders, and then we're going to walk through our feet 8 times, starting with the right foot, pressing that heel down each time. After the 8th time, you're going to do a small dégagé with the right foot back, and you're going to bring it through to your runner's lunge. Make sure your knee is directly over your ankle, and then we're going to stretch up. Keep that left hip in line with your right hip. We tend to want to open it in this position. Coming back down to your runner's lunge, bringing your opposite arm up to the ceiling. We're going to do some circles. Reaching back and forward 4 times. After the 4th one, you're going to bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Keeping that back knee straight, you're going to try to lower down to your elbows. Hold here for a couple seconds before releasing the knee, tucking the toes, and then reaching back to grab your toes for a stretch. Make sure your hips are pressed down towards the floor in this position. From here, shift your weight back so your hip is going to be over your back knee. Flex the front leg and release your body over. And then come back to a flat back. And again, bend the elbows and release your body down over the leg. And back to your flat back. From here, stretch both legs again, this time flexing the front foot. Keeping your body close to that front leg. From here, shift your weight forward and lift the back heel. And then we're going to walk our hands forward to a standing split. Really put your weight into your hands to try and get that leg up a little bit higher. And from there, slide down carefully to a pigeon pose. So the front leg is bent, the back leg is parallel. We're going to arch back, open the chest to the ceiling, and then relax forward, putting our elbows on the floor. This is a really good hip opener stretch. If the elbows doesn't feel like enough of a stretch, just relax forward a little bit further and hold and breathe. It's really important to relax into these stretches and keep breathing. From here, carefully sit yourself back up and bend the back leg into a Z stretch. And you're going to lower back onto your elbows. Now, if you don't feel a stretch here, you can lower onto your back as long as your back is flat against the floor. So you're going to close that rib cage. Try to get your back flat as possible. And again, relax into the stretch and keep breathing. Carefully sit yourself back up. So this is a modified split if you're not all the way down. Stretch your front leg and bend the back leg for these next few stretches so you can bend forward and back. I'm going to show you in a full split, but if you don't have your full split, you can bend that back leg. So same thing, we're going to release forward over the front leg. Don't forget to point your toes. And then take the hands to either side of the hips and arch towards the ceiling. Okay, from here, I like to call this pancake. You're going to turn in your front leg and lay your body on the floor next to your leg. So keep the leg close to your body and just relax into the stretch. Now usually this is a little more graceful, but we're going to roll to our back. You have plenty of space, you shouldn't have a problem. So you're going to keep that leg close to your body as you roll to your back. Then we're going to 4 times bend and stretch our leg, try and get it a little bit higher each time. And don't forget to put that leg underneath you, right in the center of your body. So this is working our front extension. I like to support behind my knee as well. From here, we're going to roll back to our split. Again, That was not the most graceful one from me. We're going to come back to our split. If you have your full split, you can bend that back leg in. And then for an extra challenge, try and touch that toe to your head. Okay, from here, we're going to do what's called a T-stretch. You're going to cross your legs and then place your feet on the floor next to you and release forward. This is a really good hip stretch. The further away your feet are from the body, the more stretch you will feel in your hips. And then we'll return to our child's pose to get ready to do the other side. Relax into the stretch. And come back into your downward facing dog. We'll repeat the paddles through our feet 8 times, starting with the left foot this time. Pressing those heels back into the ground. After the 8th one, left leg dégages back, and you bring it forward through your hands to your runner's lunge. So don't forget, knee is straight over your ankle. Again, when you stretch up, that right hip is down in line with the left. Come back to your lunge, release that arm, and we'll do those circles, opening your chest to the ceiling 4 times. Placing the hands on the inside of that left leg, place your elbows down, keeping that back leg stretched. Now you can release the knee, tuck the toes, and reach back with the opposite arm to grab your foot. This is going to stretch out the front of that right thigh. Release the foot and shift the weight back. Your hip and knee are in line back there. And we're going to bend our elbows, lower the body over the leg, and press up to a flat back. And bend and lower. And flat back. Come back up, stretch those legs and flex the front foot, keeping that body close to your front leg. Shift the weight forward, lift the back heel. And if you remember from here, we walk our hands out to our standing split. And then we slide down to our pigeon. So again, front leg is bent at a 90-degree angle, back leg is parallel. We're going to reach back first. And then walk the hands forward, relaxing on the elbows. Or for more of a stretch, releasing forward onto the hands. Keep breathing into the stretch. And slowly come up. We're going to bend that back leg in again for another Z stretch and walk ourselves back to our elbows. And for more of a stretch, lowering all the way down, making sure that back is flat against the floor. You should feel this in the front of that right leg. And sitting back up. So here's that modified split once again. Back leg is bent, front leg is straight. You can stay here and go forward and back. Or if you're all the way down, go to your full split and relax forward 2 shoulders over that front knee. And same thing, 2 shoulders going back evenly. From here, we're going to turn in that front leg to our pancake stretch. So hold that leg close to your body and relax. don't need to be in a perfect split. From here, roll to your back, holding onto that leg. Readjust if necessary. Then we're going to work on that front extension again, bending, and then stretching that leg to the ceiling 4 times. Remember that bottom leg needs to be right in the center of your body. Hold behind the knee for extra support. After that last one, roll back to your split. Try and keep those legs straight. And we will bend in our back leg. And for that extra challenge, bend our toe to our head. From here, we're going to repeat that T stretch, crossing the left leg over this time. And then lowering the body over the legs. For the next exercise, you're going to come onto your hands and knees for cat and cow. So you're going to round the back, look to your belly button for cat, and then arch and look to the ceiling for cow. We're going to do this 4 times. And round and look to your belly button, and arch and look up. And one more. Arch and look up to the ceiling. So from here, sit up on your knees for your camel pose. You're going to reach up and back, open your chest to the ceiling and looking as far back as you can. A lot of these are all yoga poses, but they are fantastic for flexibility for dancers. And release forward into your child's pose. Okay, and carefully stand up for these next exercises. We're going to work on our heel stretch. So first you can grab on the inside of your heel and bend forward and back. If that's too easy, you can grab on the outside of your foot as long as your legs are straight. Same thing, we can bend forward or we can bend back. You're going to let go and try to hold that leg there. And then like we do in class quite often, we're going to stretch the leg to the back. This is a more advanced one, holding it behind the knee. For a little bit easier, grab the foot into our dancer's pose. And then change to the other side. So grab the inside of the heel. You can go forward and back. Or for more of a challenge, grab the outside of the leg, forward and back, and then find that nice square position. Let go and hold it. Take it to the back. So this is the more advanced version, holding the inside of the calf. Or you can hold that foot until you get more comfortable with this. And to finish up, we're just going to stand in a wide second position parallel and bend forward over the legs. Just grab those legs, trying to pull yourself through. You can walk over to your right leg. Back to the center and over to the left leg and back to center. From here, grasp opposite elbows and swing side to side for ragdoll to release your lower back. Just small swings. And come to stillness in the center and shake your head yes and shake it no. Just relaxing that neck. Place your hands on the floor and walk your feet into a parallel first position. We're going to Demi Plie and stretch and Demi Plie and stretch. From here, you're going to bend one leg and reach the opposite arm up to the ceiling and fold in. And then bend the other leg, taking the opposite arm up to the ceiling and fold forward. From here, if you can, grab your legs and give them a nice hug. And and put your hands on the floor for balance and slowly roll up through your spine. And that's all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this stretch class and that it helps get you a little bit closer to your flexibility goals. Stormy says thank you too. All right, thanks. See you guys next time.